What is the vertical launch surface to air missile that India has successfully test fired? The vertical launch short range surface to air missile VLSRSAM designed for Indian naval warships was successfully flight tested this week. What is the missile system about its latest test and its strategic significance? The vertical launch short range surface to air missile designed for Indian naval warships was successfully flight tested earlier this week by India for second consecutive time since February earlier this year. What is the missile system about its latest test and its strategic significance? What is VLSR SAM? VLSR SAM has been designed and developed jointly by three facilities of Defense Research and Development Organization for deployment of Indian naval warships. The missile has the capability of neutralizing various aerial threats at close range, including sea skimming targets. The tactic of sea skimming is used by various anti-ship missiles and some fighter jets to avoid being detected by radars onboard warships. For these assets fly as close as possible to sea surface and thus are difficult to detect and neutralize. The design of VLSR SAM, the missile had been designed to strike at the high-speed airborne targets at the range of 40 to 50 km and an altitude of around 15 km. DRDO officials have said its design is based on Astra missile, which is beyond visual range air-to-air missile. Two key features of the VLSR SAM are cruciform wings and thrust vectoring. The cruciform wings are four small wings arranged like a cross on four sides and give the projectile a stable aerodynamic posture. The thrust vectoring is an ability to change the direction of the thrust from its engine control, the angular velocity and the attitude of the missile, an official said. The key DRDO facilities that contributed to the development of the system are Defense Research and Development Laboratory and Research Center, IMRAT, both from Hyderabad, and Research and Development Establishment engineers based in Pune. VLSR SAM is a canistered missile, which means it is stored and operated from specially designed compartments. In the canister, the inside environment is controlled, thus making its transport and storage easier and improving shelf-life of weapons. The latest test and strategic significance of the missile. The test on Tuesday, December 7 was conducted from the integrated test range at the Chandipur off the coast of Odisha. The launch was conducted from a vertical launcher against an electronic target at a very low altitude. The flight path of the vehicle along with health parameters were monitored using a number of tracking instruments deployed by ITR Chandipur. All subsystems perform as per expectation, said a press statement from the Ministry of Defense. In its maiden trial held on February 22, the DRDO had tested the weapon system twice. Tuesday's launch of the system was conducted to validate integrated operation of all weapon system components, including the vertical launcher unit with controller, canister, flight vehicle, weapon control system. The successful testing of these systems was crucial for future launches of the missile from Indian naval ships. The test launch was monitored by senior officials from DRDO and the Indian Navy. A Navy veteran who has served on multiple warships during his career said, in naval warfare, a warship has to employ various defense mechanisms to protect itself from anti-ship missiles and adversary aircraft. One of the age-old methods is CHOPS, which is a countermeasure technology used worldwide to protect naval ships from enemy's radar and radio frequency missile seeker. Another method is deploying missiles to counter anti-ship missiles. These systems have to have a swift detection mechanism, quick response, high speed and high maneuverability. The VLSR SAM claims to have all these qualities. However, it will have to undergo tests in different conditions and configurations to be ready for deployment on board Indian naval ships. Thank you.